Corrupt to Chaf Aleph Amid Aleph. And believe it or not, we have a little agadata. A little bit. Mesivek. Chaf Aleph Amid Aleph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10. Mesivek. Okay, we did that already. Okay, we did that already. Amarava. Remez l'shniyas min ha'Torah. We said yesterday in the Mishnah, we gave a klal. We said anything that's a complete erva, that there's no chalitza and there's no yibam. Anything that's an issa mitzvah and issa gedusha, anything that's an issa mitzvah and issa gedusha, in that case you do chalitza and you don't do yibam. What was an issa mitzvah? It's a kedusha was chayve lavim. It's a mitzvah was shnias la'arayas. The shnias la'arayas. So tonight we're going to do the shnias la'arayas. Those are the ones that the rabbanim geyser atu a deraisa. That to stay away from deraisa they were geyser. So we're up to Amarava, parallel 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, about 12, 13 lines down. Amarava. Remez l'shnias min ha'Torah minayim. What's the allusion to the shnias? That there's such a thing as a sheni, that an erva, a shnia, literally a secondary erva. Where do you find what's such a concept in the Torah? Remes to that, an allusion to that. Shneimar, he says, "Kiyes kol hatoyeva se'el." Again, this is the summary pasuk of Vayikra Yudches. Vayikra Yudches in Achrei most deals with all the arayos, and then we have a summary statement. It says, "Kiyes kol hatoyeva se'el asu anshe oretz." All the tayevis of these, they anshe oretz. It says now. Ha'el is kashais. When it says es kol el, these mechal de'karachais. In other words, these are the kashais. The one that I mentioned in the Torah, these are the difficult arayas. Mechal we can afford. There are more that's softer, literally that the allusion to shniyos. Umay niyu. What are those rachais? Those are shniyos. Umay mashmei lishna de kashahu. Where do you see that the lashon of el is the lashon of kasha? It says lakach, and the strong people of the land were taken. So you see, Ele is lashon of strong. All these tayevis are lashon kasha of what of, and then we have rachos. Those are shniyos. Fred Gemara lema pliga de Rav Levi. Let's say the lashon of El that says kasha argues on Levi. Dam Rav Levi kasha einshin shel midis yoisem einshin shel arayos. A person that cheats on his weights and measurements is more difficult than what than arayos. Shezen nema behen el, bezen nema behen ela. Over there, by the arayos it says el, and by those people who cheat on the measurements, it says the lashon of ela. Right? It says the lashon of ela. It says ki ta'eves Hashem kol oisa ela. Hashem finds it about an abomination. Anyone who does all of these cheating, kol oisa, that's mashma that what that ela is stronger lashon than el. El kasha ve'el kasha me'el. Says the word, it's not a machlokes. You want to say that Levi argues? No. El is kasha, ve'el is kasha. In other words, you don't say that Levi is arguing conceptually of the allusion to shniyos. El is a lashon of difficult. El is more difficult. And in fact, it says by weights and measurements, when you cheat, it says ki tayeves kol ela. So therefore, it's more kasha, which therefore kasha ein shalmidas. So what's the chumrah? Why is it more chumrah the guys of weights and measurements cheating rather than arayos? Says hani efshe b'tshuva. These are efshe b'tshuva. That's before mamza is born. Hani lo efshe b'tshuva. This is not what efshe b'tshuva. If you cheat, you don't know. If you cheat the rabbim, you don't know to give it back to Mashenkin. You do an act of erva. It's shaykh to go ahead and do tshuva. You can give it to the rabbin. Yes, there is such a thing given to the rabbin, but it's not complete tshuva. It's not a complete tshuva. You give it to the rabbin. It's not. If you look at Rashi, let's see Rashi, guys. Yankel brings up a good point. Aroyas efshe b'takana. Rashi, notice, it doesn't say tshuva, it says takana, right? It says takana. Kol zman shlei hoilid mamza. As long as the mamza is not born. We said if a mamza is born, there was a day that's muvas la yachaliskoin, right? You're not able to go ahead and correct that. Okay. So anyone who before a mamza is not born, yifresh shimena, you separate from the erva. Says Rashi, v'yischarit avamidus gezel es rabim who. The Gemara in Beitzah says that what if you steal from the rabbim, go ahead and give back to the rabbim. Give to the a place fitting the infrastructure of a city. Lav tshuva ma'al yasahi. It is tshuva, but it's not tshuva ma'al yasa. So again, why have we done Eila? Eila is more kosher than Ale and Lashon kosher. The bottom line is that there's something that Arayas that's Ale, and then there's one that's secondary, subsidiary, which would be the Shniyos, and that's the remez to the Shniyos. Rav Yehuda Mehacha. Rav Yehuda is a different source, and this source is from Koheles, guys. It says v'izain v'chiker. He opened his ears and he looked. Tikein mishalim harbe, and he made many mishalim to go ahead and harbe to go ahead and lead the people. The Ula Rabbi Laza, Kainu Sheba Shleima, before Shleima came along, I said, Torah Daimel Kfifa Shein Laznayim. It was like a basket without handles. At Sheba Shleima, till Shleima came along, for Asala Laznayim, and Shleima made what handles for it. So this is the Shniyos La'arayas, is like the handles for the erva. So it's mashma that what? The remez is Bimei Shleima, which is a very important lakuda, guys. You hear? Shleima, Shniyos La'arayas in the time of what of Shleima. Another pasuk from Shleima. In Mishlei, Parehu, Rashi says it's Lashon Gidlehu. To go ahead, what? Al Tavar, do not stop it from Bo. Shetei me olav avet, turn for it and pass on. That it's saying that Rashi says it's the Lashon of Gidlehu, like a Gidl Pera. Rashi says, go ahead and be moisid that you shouldn't be over, go ahead and ear on something, let something grow to ensure you won't be over the Deraisa. Two sources from Shleima HaMelech, from Kehelis, and from what? And from Mishlei that go ahead to stop the Shniyas Arayas. Very geschmack, guys. If you take a look at Taisus, very interesting Taisus here. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, v'izem v'chiker, v'hod amar perik sheni de'ervin daf chaf aleph b'shoshet tikin shloima netilas yadayim ve'eruvin yatz the baskol v'omra. We have a Gemara in Eruvin that told us Shloima made two tikkunim. He made the Erev Chatzeris. He said people weren't carrying from one chatzah to another chatzah, right? Because of Rishuyos. And what he did, he came up with the concept of Erev Chatzeris by going ahead and making one communal area you're able to carry. There was a din of Shnias on Yadayim, the hands of Shnias. Shlomo came up with a takana to go ahead and wash your hands. And a Baskal came up and said, Gavaldik. What about Shnias? For Taisis Akasha, you have Shnias also Shlomo made. Why doesn't the Baskal come out? And for Taisis, right? Maybe it was out after the Baskal. Maybe it was after the Baskal. So I heard Sully Bonsi said today, brought down from again the Chasam Seifa and Shabbos Yudalit. He said, Seifa is a very geschmacka thing. He says, the Shniyas La'arayas, you're not attacking anything, you're just preventing an Avera. The other two, you made a takana. In other words, you had a problem with the tumah, you take it off. You had a problem carrying, you didn't carry. That was the Baskal. The Baskal was spoiled that what they were attacking a problem. Over here, Shniyas to keep you away from the problem. That's why it's a bazuntra. It's a totally different takana of Shleima. Therefore, what it's not included.
This has something to do with the fact that he married so many wives, so because he was criticized, maybe by doing that.
Yeah, that's your own shot.
No, I'm asking.
I'm saying that's your own shot. The Taisus doesn't say this. Taisus doesn't say this. Now, as I was speaking of my chavrusa today, and I think it's something very interesting. He has the kasha. We're going to see the shniyas. The shniyas are very interesting. Your grandmother's a shniya. Your mother is an erva deraisa. Your mother's mother is a shniya. So he's who, and the Gemara is going to say, well, just that also we're going to make takanas all over the place. What are you worried about? No one thinks about his grandmother. No one thinks that you're going to go through the whole problem with shliyas. You can go through the whole thing. So I was thinking a very geschmack shot. The Gemara in Sanhedrin, I forgot the daf. The Gemara in Sanhedrin says they davened to get rid of avodah zara. It was a type of avodah zara. They davened to get rid of it for haraya. We don't have it. They got rid of it. They saw it was an ace last place. They saw that it was a very serendipitous time. So they davened to get rid of the taiva for what? Of immorality. So what does the Gemara say? The chickens stop laying eggs. The people stop having. In other words, you can't have it both ways. If you're going to get rid of all the taiva, there's no taiva at all, and men would not live with their wives. So I don't remember where I saw it. So they davened that they should get it back. For kachoya, we got back the taiva for what? For znus. But he goes, but partially they were correct. Why? Because you didn't get a taiva back for relatives. In other words, it came back, but it was poil. It was poiled at what? Now, who davened, guys? Who daven? Pashtus, the Anshe Knesset like daven. It was because it said it came out of the base of Migdash. Good. Shloima made the takana before. Shloima made the takana before. So you see, by Shloima, the time for what Arayas was even stronger. In other words, when he went ahead, Shloima, and made the Shnias, the taiva for a grandmother taka was there. Varaya, because he made the takana. And they davened later to get rid of it. They were prayer later. You're right. We don't we don't have the time for it now. But they made Shlomo they did because the Anshe Knesset didn't daven to get rid of it yet. To get rid of that partial title that they were successful. So it's a very geschmacka insight that we're going to learn a sugya tonight of Aroya of Aroyas, the Shnias, and you're not going to. First of all, you'll make your head spin, and second of all, none of us have tivus for these things, and it makes sense. None of us have tivus for these things. But again, so that would be a very nice pshat. I like it because I said it. Rav Ashi says Rav Ashi, Mashal der Bashaya Lamad David Doima. Rabbi Shaya says that you make things grow to keep away from Averis. Mishame Pardes, a person who's watching an orchard. Mishame B'chutz, we watch this from the outside. Kula Mishtamer, the whole thing is watched. Mishtamer Mibifnim, if you watch this from the inside, shall the fun of Mishtamer, the inside is watched. Shall Achavein Mishtamer. So you watch from the outside, you're watching the whole thing. From the inside, you only watch the inside, but not outside. But this Ravoshi is really a Bedusa or Barusa. It's either a joke or it's an external statement. Why? Because Hashem shall have fun of me and Mishtamer. Over there, at least inside, you're watching something. Hacha, by Arroyas, you love Shnias, Poga Be'erva Gufa, right? You won't watch for anything. So you'll be not for the Sheni, it's not a good sushtel. Yeah. Over there, right? It's not as good watching, but it is a watching. Without Shnias, there's no watching whatsoever. Okay, Gufa says Rav Kana Amami Hacha. Rav Kana says, here's the source for Shnias. It says, Ushmartem es mishmarti. You should watch my mishmeres. Also mishmeres and mishmeres say, go ahead and make guardians for my laws. Right? The Torah is called mishmeres, guys. Right? The Torah is called mishmeres because it watches our souls. So make a mishma for a mishma. And that's Shniya is a mishma for a nerva. Amalei Bayil Rav Yosef says, Abayit Rav Yosef, Hoderaisa. This pasuk of us mishmeres to mishmasi is not what going on the Rabbanon, it's going to Raisa. It says the Raisa Pirsh Rabbanon. So it's the Raisa and the Chacham explained. It says the Kol Torah Nami Pirsh Rabbanon. Everything the Torah explained. But I have to say this pasuk of the whole din of Shnias is the Rabbanon. The cross machta the Alman. Just being my source for it. Again, guys, all we wanted a remes to it. We don't need a limit for it. And asmachta is always the Chachamim came up with the source. And then HaKadosh Baruch Hu showing him in the Torah where I would have written if you didn't come up with it. That's the Meshach Chachma, right? The Torah, because that the Torah is showing it in this asmachta. Had you not come up with HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he left you a place to go ahead and be his chachas of Yisurim. Okay, now what are the Shniyah? So let's like Kedarkai, let's look at the book before we see it inside. Okay, open up to page 130. Page 130. If you look on page 131, you're getting 6. You're getting the one is Aim Imai is your grandmother, is your mother's mother. 2 is Aim Aviv is your father's mother. So you're both grandparents. Number 3 is Eishis Avi Aviv, the wife of your father's father. 4 is Eishis Avi Imai, the wife of your father's mother. 5 is Eishis Achia of Mina Aim, is the wife of your maternal, Achia Av Mina Aim, of your maternal brother that you have the same mother, not the same father. And 6 is Eishis Achia Aim Mina Av, the brother of your maternal brother from the same father. Okay, so let's see. Go in the chart. Leave the 7. 7 is Kalas Benoi. That is your son's daughter-in-law. Kalas Bitoi is your daughter's daughter-in-law. So if you take a look in the chart, the Nidad's in the middle, the black thing is in the middle, and each one, guys, is a Gezerah Atu Deraisa. So the Deraisa is the person with the Sefer Torah in them. So if you go up from the Nidan, you go straight up, you see Imai, right? You see his mother. His mother's Asa Deraisa. If you go up one level, another Shlav, you get number 1 is Aim Imai. Guys, you get Aim Imai. Now, that's the reason your guys are Emimai because of Imai. In other words, a sheni is only atu a deraisa. So for every shnia, you have to see what the deraisa to get erev were they worried about that they made the gezerah. And here it's clear that it's aim imai. Now, guys, going across now, locate number 2. Number 2 is aim aviv. That's his grandmother, his paternal grandmother. It's his father's mother. That's geyser at the mother's mother. It's really a gezerah, guys. 1 is atu the Torah, and 2 is atu 1. Guys, you got it? You guys, you have it? 1 is atu the deraisa de kedin, and 2 is atu 1. So that takes care of the first 2 of the shniyos. Aim imay ve'aim aviv. Is that clear? You guys, it's right in front of you. Okay, what's number 3? So now, number 3, Avi Aviv is his paternal grandfather, right? Number 3 is the wife of his paternal grandfather. Now, where's the Isser over there? With the Isser over there is Eishes Aviv. You start from the bottom. Eishes Aviv. That's his father's wife. So this is the wife of his father's grandfather. It's one up more. So 3 is Ata Eishes Aviv, guys. You got it? You got it from you good or not? Again, it's easy. It's right. I'll go through it again. It's easy when I understand it. I know if you don't understand, it's not easy. Let's go through again. Again, what is a shniya, guys? What's a shniya? It's geyser atu a deraisa de kedin. So if you see in this lovely book, the guy, it's unbelievable work. He shows you the deraisa. That's the Torah. So the mother you got. Now over here, it's also to marry your stepmother, your father's wife. So that's deraisa. That's Eishes Aviv. Your grandfather's wife is the same thing. That's a shniya. I'm going to say grandfather to father. There you go. So that's number 3. Now number 4 is Eishes Avi Imai. That's again the same thing, but on the maternal side, right? It's your grandmother. It's your grandmother's. It's your from the mother. Okay, so that takes care of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 5. Let's locate number 5. Number 5 is the wife of Achi Aviv min ha'em. It's his brother. It's the brother of his father from the same mother, right? That his brother, Achi Aviv min ha'em. It's his what? Aunt. It's his aunt, yeah. But how's it his aunt?
From his mother.
What?
His mother.
From his Achi Aviv min ha'em. His mother has a maternal brother, and that's the brother, Achi Aviv min ha'em, the brother of his father from his mother. That makes no sense.
No.
Achi,
His great uncle, isn't it?
no, there's his father, right? Achi Aviv is his uncle. That's his uncle. That's his father's. They have the same mother. Aviv, Aviv, no, it's his full uncle, but his father has a brother from the same mother. In other words, his father's brother, but only from what? From the mother. But his father has a different father, but they have the same mother. So now, that's the wife of that uncle is number 5. And then we have Achia of Achia Emin Av. So that's the brother of his mother from they have the same father, the mother and the Imai, guys, Imai, and that guy, a brother and sister, right? Okay, now what's this gezerah atu? This is geyser atu, the wife of Achiav, all the way to the right, guys, all the way to the right. You see, there's a little Torah there. Mm. That is the wife Achi ha'ov mina of. That's his what? That's the brother of his father from the same father. And that's an Erev Deraisa. That's the aunt, that's an Erev Deraisa. So it goes to the Ata 2, Ata that. So now you have the Shniyas, they're all goes Ata Deraisa the Gedin. So now you did all 6, guys, right? You did all 6. And it says the Gezerah. Take a look. Let's go down the line. Emimu is Ata Imai. I'm on page 131. Eim Aviv is Ata Emimai. We did all this inside. Eishes Avi Aviv is Ata Eishes Aviv, stepmother. Eishes Avi Imai is Ata Eishes Avi Aviv. Notice the Gezerah, Gezerah. Eishes Achi Av Mina Aim is Greza Ata Eishes Achi Av Mina Av, and Eishes Achi Av Mina Aim is Greza Gezerah Gezerah. And now let's do 7 and 8. 7 and 8 we have to go down. 7 and 8 are below. These all were above him. Now we're going below him. He's got a daughter. His daughter has a son. He has a grandson, right? Kalas. So now, first let's locate the Isser. Where's the Isser, guys? Kalasai. His daughter-in-law, right? His daughter-in-law, right? He has a wife and he has a daughter-in-law. That's his wife Anusa, right? That's Pita Yeshus. Pita. Go back to the first thing. Okay, don't get caught in that. Don't get caught in that. That's because right. Well, again, it's this. A son is a son, even though it's a son me'anusa. This is the first. Yeah, we went through this. Now, so this is kalasai. So now, number 7 is what? Is kalas beno, is the daughter-in-law of his son. It's his granddaughter-in-law. So 7 and 8 are asa because of kalasai. 7 and 8. So these are
8 is the 7.
8 is because of 7, right? 8 is because of 7. Kalas B'nai is Kalasai, and Kalas Pita is because Kalas B'nai. Okay, those are the ones that are what? That are now. What are the ones that are mutter? Go to the left side of the page now. He gets married. He's got a father-in-law. He has a mother-in-law. His mother-in-law clearly is what? Is Chamaisai, is Asa. Good. And now he's married to this woman. That other girl there is Achas Ishtai, correct? That's Asa. Now, Eishes Chamav, however, the wife of his father-in-law, not his mother-in-law, would be permitted to him. Eishes Chamav is the wife of his father-in-law. You see, that's a check, guys. You see, the Aleph has a check in it. That would be permitted to him. And going down now, if he has a stepson, guys, look, his wife has a son from another marriage. That's called Chorgoy. That's a stepson. Eishes Chorgoy would be permitted to him, even though Bas Chorgoy would not be permitted to him. Even though the Bas Chorgoy we'll see is not permitted to him, but Eishes Chorgoy would be permitted to him. These are the shniyos initially. Okay, let's begin the Gemara. Tanrabanan. Mayim shniyos. Aim Imai is grandmother. Veim Aviv is paternal grandmother. The Eishes Avi Aviv, and the wife of his father's brother, his father's father, his grandfather. The Eishes Avi Imai, the wife of his mother's father, his grandparents. The Eishes Achia of Minaim, his aunt. The Eishes Achia of Minaim, the mother's brother from the same father. The Kalas Benoi, the Kala of his son. The Kalas Bitoi. Good. Umuta Adam the Eishes Chamav. He'd be able to marry Eishes Chamav, the wife of his father-in-law. With Eishes Chargoy, he'd be able to marry the wife of his stepson. However, he'd be also to marry the daughter of his stepson. But the Chargoy Mutta Beishtoi, and his stepson Mutta Beishtoi Ubitoi. And Chargoy, his stepson will be Mutta and his wife, and Bitoi and his daughter. The Eishes Chargoy and Merisloi, and the Eishes Chargoy, guys, that's number that's number base. Eishes Chargoy says, "Ani muteres lecha ubiti asur lecha." Guys, if you look at the picture, it's fascinating, right? You see, base. Look, go to the left, guys, down. Chargosa is stepson. The wife of his stepson would be permitted to him. Obviously, he dies, right? The wife of divorces. The wife of his stepson would be permitted, but the daughter would not be permitted. We have a pasuk for the daughter. You hear this? Look, guys. Midor Raisa bas Chargoy is asa. Yet the wife is mutter. So you be apt to go ahead and say, if I can marry the wife, certainly I can marry the offspring. If I can marry the wife, I can marry the offspring. It goes down, right? So that's what she tells him. She says to him, "Animu teres lecha, I'm mutter to you, ubiti asur lecha, but my daughter is asa to you." But for the Gemara, bas Chargoy deraisa he. It's mashma over here that it's a shnia, right? That she's asa to you. It's what? It's what? It's the Raisa, the Chsiv, as Bas Bina, there's Bas Bita. Guys, why is Bas Chargoy? Why? Because it's the stepmother, right? Bas Bina, it's what? It's Bas Bina, it's his wife's granddaughter, right? His wife's granddaughter. So Fred the Gemara, why are you listing her among the Shniyos when she's Asa the Raisa? After the Gemara, the Gemara limisnei Seifa Eishes Chargoy. I marisla ani mutaris lecha biti asur lecha. The Africa the biti asur lecha midaraisa bididi like gazabe rabbanon. Tanareshinami bas Chargoy. Yehachi Eishes Chom of Nami, Eishes Chom of guys. Look at the chart. Why doesn't Eishes Chom of tell him, listen, I am mutter to you, but my daughter is asa to you, right? That's your wife's sister, right? That's your wife's sister. Name Yehachi Eishes Chom of Nema Tema Ani Muterscha Ubiti Asrulecha Davi Achas Ishtoi Ha Psikali Halei Psikali. Guys, Bas Chargoi will never be permitted to him. That's Isha Bas Bino Bas Bita. Achas Ishtoi is only asa when your wife's alive. If your wife's alive, wife is dead, you can marry a sister. So you don't have to say, you say Achas Ishtoi, Eishes Chom of Achas Ishtoi. Why doesn't the Eishes Chom of, why doesn't that aleph check say, listen, I'm mutter to you, but my daughter's asa to you? And the answer is because your daughter's not always asa. Your daughter's only asa as you're married to your wife, because then it's Achas Ishtoi. But if your wife would, not a wife would die, then it would be mutter. So you can't say it. It's not psika that she's asa. Mashenke Bas Charge, Bas Pino, Bas Pita will always be what? Always be asa. Guys, good? Yeah, I think it's very good. Listen, it gets much harder, but this so far is rough mahalach. Okay. Rav says the following. Rav says there are 4 women. He only knows 3 that there is no hefsek in the shniya. In other words, there's certain shniyas that they're asa, but 1 generation above their mata, and then certain shniyas that every single generation would be asa. Good. So, for example, let's turn to page 132. Well, first let's go to 133. Number 1 would be aim imai, ain le hefsek. The mother is right, ain le hefsek. So your grandmother would be usher, and your great grandmother would be usher, and your great great grandmother would be usher. In other words, you notice, guys, see the one X, that's usher, and it goes up. It's showing you that what? It doesn't stop. So it doesn't stop. Good. Number two, notice number 2, that's aim aviv, right? That's his father, right? That's his father's mother. Okay, so that's asa too. So aim avi aviv is also asa. 2x is also asa, right? That doesn't stop. Number 3 is the wife of what? Of avi aviv, the wife of your grandfather, right? That also doesn't stop. 3x, it continues to go up. Good. And now number 4, which Zeiri says and Rab doesn't say, is Eishes avi imoy ein loy hefsek. Okay, that's number 4. Eishes avi imoy, the wife of what? Of his mother's father. So number 4, that also would go up according to that. Eishes avi imoy avi would also be also according to Zeiri. Okay, which are the ones that have a hefsek? It's only 1 generation. That's number 5. Okay, number 5 is Eishes achi avi aviv min ha'em. Okay, what is that? That is the, yeah, okay. Okay, he has his father. That is, one second. That is he has his father, and Aim Aviv is his father's mother, and that is the wife of his mother's brother. Eishes achi aviv aviv min ha'em. Right? That would stop right there. That wouldn't go farther. Number 6. Eishes achi aim imoy also. Number 6 also would stop over there. Number 7 going down. Kalas benoi does not have a hefsek. Kalas benoi, no matter how many, that doesn't have a hefsek. And number 8 also kalas bitoi, that would have a hefsek. 8, that would have a hefsek. 7, 1, that would. Okay, let's see the Gemara inside. Amarav, Arba Noshim, 4 women, Yeshlem hefsek. Right? Yeshlem, let's see Rashi, guys. Right? Rashi, 2 lines from where it gets wide. Dal Noshim Shniyas Yeshlem hefsek. Rashi has word Shniyas. Shalamayl mehem lamata mehem muta. Above them and below them is muta because it's a hefsek. It stops by them. Aval achroin, other ones going emimoy elem hefsek. Shalamayl himenu at saif kol ha'dairos. Number 1 goes up, keeps on going up. So they're back inside the Gemara. Arba Noshim Yeshlem hefsek. Naked Rav biyadei tlas. He got 3. Eishes achi ha'aim. That's number 6. Right? That's number 6 has a hefsek. Eishes achi ha'aim min ha'av. The Eishes achi av min ha'aim, that's number 5, has a hefsek. Guys, look, you say this 6 and 5. The kalasai. Gemara's going to ask kalasai is the raisa. What do you mean hefsek? Gemara's going to answer that. Okay. Ziri Moisif and Ziri added on number 4, guys. Ziri added on number 4, Eishes Avi Imai. Amrav Nachman Bar Yitzchak v'Simonecha the Eloi the Rav. The simon is that, guys, Ravs have 5 and 6 is one generation. Ziri is number 4 is a generation up. Guys, you see? Ziri is a generation up. Yeah, Ziri is the great by the greats. This is just regular aunts and uncles. But Rav, my time why didn't Rav consider that? So Avi Aviv, right? Rav, why didn't Rav consider the Ziri number 4? Because he said you would go ahead and mistake that with what? Eishes Avi Aviv. That number 3, you would mix it up with number 3, Eishes Avi Aviv. Uziri lahasam shchichi v'azol lahachalei shchichi v'azol. Over there, by fathers, you usually go to. Over here, you don't usually go to. Kalasai daraisa. Kalasai what is daraisa? Kalas is daraisa. So why you consider it among hefsek? No hefsek. Dichsiv ervis kalas chaloi segala. The erva of your kala you should not reveal. And for the Gemara, aim is kalas beno. Don't say what don't say your daughter-in-law, but say what the daughter-in-law of your son. The daughter-in-law of your son. Again, look at the chart number 7. That has no hefsek, guys. The daughter of your son, number 7, going down, that has no hefsek. Fred the Gemara, the kalas pino yesh la hefsek, right? But Tanya kalasai erva, kalas pino shniya, bechinat oimer b'binoyu ben binoy at seif kol adayros. Elaim, don't say kalas pino, as I just told you, no hefsek, but kalas bitoy, that would have a hefsek, guys, right? Kalas bitoy number 8 would stop over there, would not continue. Number 8 would stop over there and would continue. Dom Rav Chisda, Hamilsa Megava Rabba Shmieli. This matter I heard from a Gava Rabba. I heard this from a great man. Umanu Ravami, and it was Ravami. Like Kala Kala. They didn't ask the Kala only from Kala. Guys, the reason we're going to darshan Kalas Bita is only us because Kalas Benoi. Guys, Kalas Bita is only us because Kalas Benoi. For Amruli Kaldoi, and says Ravami. For a stargazer said to me, Milafna Hevis, you'll be a teacher. And Amina, I said to myself, if I'll be a big person, Azbra Midaiti, I'll be able to go ahead and explain that cryptic Lashon, the Lashon of what? That one Kala is Asaf and another Kala. You guys know the answer already, right? Like Asaf and Kala. And if I'm going to be a kiddie teacher, Ashalina Rabbana, I go to base medrash, that's the Bekinistal. Yes, the Rabbana go to base medrash. However, Ashta now Savaras Didoy. Now I see that I'm a Gava Rabba. Now I can answer myself. The reason Kalas Bita is also only Kalas Binoy. So Kalas Binoy, which what is direct descendant of Kalasai, keeps on going. Kalas Bita, which is only because of Kalas Binoy, but not keep on going. Kalasa debei bar Sisoi, like the Kala of the house of Bar Sisoi, they had the same scenario. They had the same scenario. They had a daughter-in-law of a son and a daughter-in-law of a daughter. They had the same thing. And Rapapa Amak going Kalasa debei Rapapa bar Abba and Rav Ashi Amak going Kalasa debei Mori bar Isik. They all in those situations they used to each had a daughter-in-law from a daughter and a daughter-in-law from a son. Now. Let's see back to the chart. Page 134. Guys, look all the way to the left. Not on page 135. On page 134, first find mother, good, and then find Achos Imai. That's his mother's sister. That's your aunt, your maternal aunt, right? Then you have the one who is married, right? 2, this is Eishis Achi Ha'em Mina Aim. This the wife of a brother of the mother from a mother. So this guy is the brother to Achasim, right? He's in other words, a maternal brother. A maternal brother. What's the halacha of a wife from maternal brother? Are we goyza atu Achasimai or not? Do we make that gezerah or not? Now, again, in that line, if you notice, right, you have, we had certain gezeras, right? We had number 5 and number 6. Mm-hmm. So now, is that the same? Guys, why are we guys in number 5? Guys, because let's right to left. Guys, the Deraisa Dikadin, they're starting from right to left on that shlaf, in that line. The Deraisa Dikadin is the wife of Aki Ha'av Mina'av. It's his brother, his father's brother from my. Okay, now, then going across the line. So Achi Av Mina'im is goyza to that, and Achi Av Ha'av is goyza because of that. And now we want to know, what about is are we goyza that line, that woman as well, or not? That's what we want to know.
Why not?
Because there's no tzad av there. There's no tzad av. If you look at the other 5 and 6 have it tzad av. 5 and 6 have it tzad of the father. They have it tzad av. That one has no tzad av. That's why not. It's kshmak. It's funny, right? I just want to make sure you get your money's worth in this book. Huh? What? It is. It's right. No, it's mamish right in front of you. You see it right in front of you, or else it's such a bunch of verta. So let's see the Gemara, guys. Now we see Iboilahu. Eishes Achi or Aim Mina Aim, the wife of a maternal brother from a mother. Mahu. Eishes Achi or Av Mina Av, number 5. The Eishes Achi Av Mina Aim, number 6. The Iket Sad Av, because there's a side of the paternal side, who the Gazer Rabbanon, Aval Heicha the Leket Sad Av, where there's no paternal connection, only a maternal connection, like Gazer Rabbanon. Maybe it's all one line. It's the uncle, it's the aunt line, and the aunts are us. So this aunt would also be us. This aunt would also be us, right? That's what we want to know. This aunt should also be us. So I'm Rav Safra, says Rav Safra, he gufa gezera. Guys, the number 5 and number 6 are gezeris. Achi avim mina aim and achi avim mina av. The guys are to achi av mina av. They're all gezeris. So Advanon nikim neg gezera gezera. So I'm a rava. Atu kula love gezera gezera. They're all gezeris gezeris. What are you talking about? Imai is now to illustrate. The Imai is the erva. Imai shnia. The gazru al aim avim mishum imai. And the whole reason your paternal grandmother is asa because the maternal grandmother is asa, and the maternal grandmother is asa only because of imai. So it's 2 gezeris. So also over here, that's not a reason. If the aunt's asa from the other sides going across 5 and 6, the names are mix me up. This with just the maternal side also. The aunt from an uncle, from a maternal uncle, should be asa. The time of my guys. So taka, why grandmothers are all asa? It's a gezerah, right? That says the Gemara. Kula debe ima rabba karile. We all call them what? Grandmothers. They're all grandmothers, right? You don't say 1 second, you're my maternal grandmother and you're my paternal grandmother. They're grandmothers. So too over here, your aunt, right? Your aunt. It says Eishes Aviv Erva, your stepmother's an Erva. Eishes Avi Aviv, guys, number 3, going up. Right, Eishes Avi Aviv, the wife of your grandfather, Shnia. The Gazral Eishes Avi, number 4, Imai Mishum Eishes Aviv. Right, guys. Number 4 is Geyser Ata number 3, and 3 is Geyser Ata what? It's Ata Eishes Avi Ata Eishes Aviv. Good. Eishes Aviv is your wife, your stepmother, right? And then the wife of your grandfather. And your wife of the grandfather from your mother. So these are all gezeris. So in other words, so your teretz, that answers gezerah gezerah doesn't wash. I gave you 2 examples in shniyos. First grandparents, and then what? And then step grands. Says the Gemara, "B'taimamai kula debe abba rabba karile." We all call it the wife of a grandfather. They're all wives of grandfathers, right? So too, right? Eishes achia av mina av. Go all the way to the right. All the way. Eishes achi av mina av, guys, right? That's the Issa Daraisa. Good. Erva. Where's the guys? Get the Torah. You see the Torah? Eishes achi av mina av. Go to the right. Eishes aviv. Guys, go to the right. Start with the black guy. His life matters. Go over here and go over here. You go to Eishes aviv, and then go one more. That wife that's the wife of Eishes Achim. That's what? That's the rice. So that's the erva. Good. Eishes Achi Av Mina Av number 4, right? And is the Shnia. The Gazer Al Eishes Achi Av Mina Aim number 5. Mishum Eishes Achi Av Mina Aim. The time of Mai. Mishum Kulun the Beidari Kamilu. They're all uncles' wives. So over here, Mai. So in other words, we just built up to what's the din of one who doesn't have a tzad, an aunt who doesn't have a tzad connection to a father, only from a mother. That's the shaila. But she's in the aunt row. So we know in the grandparents row, gone. In the wives of grandparents, gone. Grandparent themselves, the grandmother, gone. Lines. So this is the aunt line. If it's the aunt line, so let the wife of your mother's brother from the same mother, right? Let's say, guys, you good? Are you lost in the sauce? What? You see the lines going across? You see the lines, guys, going across. Okay, let's go through it one more time. Look, the shaila at hand is number one with the question mark. That's all the way to the left. We want to know, that's the mother, this guy is your mother's brother from the same mother, and this is the wife of your mother's brother from the same mother. Good? It's your aunt. Maternally. Good. Now, in the aunt column, 6 and 5 are out. Why is 6 and 5 out? Because of the wife, all the way of Achi of Mina of, that whole row. And you can't tell me it'll be Gezerah, because we're going to 5 up to that and 5 up to 6. Why? Because in the Gezerah column, guys, mother, grandmother, paternal grandmother up to maternal, and maternal is up to mother. And the same thing by what? By wife of grandparent line, the same thing. Yet all the line was asa. So maybe this should be different, or no. Maybe there's no paternal connection here, and therefore it might be different. That's the shaila. Good. So all we did was explain the shaila. That and gezerah is out. It's not a reason to go ahead and say we don't do it, because the whole parsha of Shnias is gezerah. Okay, it's a very good shmak now. So why matz the din? What's the din? Toshma, let's be paisha the shaila. Again, what's our question? The wife of your uncle from your mother's side, and they only have the same mother. Good. The Chiyasar of Yehuda Bar Shila Amar Amid Marava. They say in Eretz Yisrael the following rule: Kol Shem in a keva erva, b'zachu goes al ishtai. If the wife is an erva, then look, if you would transplant the wife to be a male, then the wife of that male would be asa. Mishum shnia as a shnia. That would be the rule. Let's see Rashi, guys. Let's see Rashi. I'll go up a little bit. Kol shem nekeva ervia, shem haisa nekeva, haisa erva lezeh. If it was in a cave, it would be an erva deraisa. Gazru bezach al ishtoi, kul mefarish luva azol. And now we're going to go ahead and explain that rule. So, guys, look at my hands. You have a woman that's us erva. Her contemporary in the male columns, wife would be shnia. The female is the erva. Contemporary on the same line, male, wife, shnia. That's his rule. Now we're questioning that rule. Let's see the rule now. What's the question on the rule? For Amar Rava, for Klalahu, is this a good rule? Chamaisai erva. Your chamaisai, your mother-in-law is an erva, guys, right? Now, what's the male counterpart of chamaisai? Father-in-law. So therefore, in your rule, Eish's father-in-law should be a shnia, right? And she's not. Again, you got the rule, right, guys? Chamaisai, your mother-in-law is the erva. The contemporary of the zachar of the mother-in-law would be father-in-law. And the wife of that is a shnia. But take a look at look at the column. What's the halacha beishas chamav? Aleph check, guys. You see the aleph check on 135. It's in the beige column. Go. Locate his mother-in-law all the way to the left and up. Right, the Torah is in there. Then you find his father-in-law, the contemporary, and then next to that, what do you find? So your rule is not a good rule, because the wife of the zachar of the erva is muta. Continuing on, continues Gemara. Chamaisai erva, eishes chama muteres. Bas chamaisai, guys, that's achas ishtai. Guys, the daughter of your mother-in-law is your wife's sister. Bas Chamaisai. The daughter of your mother-in-law is your wife's sister. Good? Is your wife's sister. Why? The daughter of your mother-in-law is your wife's sister. Now, Erva, she's an Erva. So now, who is the contemporary of Bas Chamaisai? Is Ben Chamaisai, right? So it should be what? The wife of Ben Chamaisai. It's Mutta. Guys, take a look. See, you got the Gimel? Guys, take a look. 135. Achas Ishtoi, that's Bas Chamaisai. You see it? She's Asha. The male contemporary is Ben Chamaisai, and there the wife of Ben Chamaisai is Mutta. So Rava is destroying what Rav Yehuda Bar Shila's rule one by one. Another destruction. Eishes Erva Eishes Chamav Mitaris Bas Chamaisai Erva Eishes Ben Chamaisai Mitaris. Bas Chamav, that's Achas Ishtoi, is Erva. The daughter of what? Of your father-in-law is Erva. Eishes Ben Chamav Mutaris. But what? The wife's brother's wife would be permitted. Chargosai, your stepson, Erva, his stepson, his wife is Chargosai is your stepdaughter is an Erva. That's Isha Ubina. That's Bas Bina, Isha Bina. Yet Eishes Charga is Mutaris. Bas Chargosai, that's Eishes Ubas Bita, is Erva. Eishes Ben Charga is Mutaris. So basically, Rav has destroyed his klal. But the bottom line is he has a klal. So it says the Gemara, now, the klal must work for something. What does it work for? You know what it works for? Ashayla. It works for Ashayla, right? Lasuye Eishes Achia Aim Mina Aim. Right? The Chol Shem Nekeva Erva Bizacha Gazru Ishtay Mishim Shniya. Okay, so guys, take a look. Let's look at Ashayla. What's Ashayla? What's Ashayla? Eishes Achia Aim Mina Aim. So now, Achis Imai is an Erva, right? His wife's sister. His wife is Achis Imai, his mother's sister. His aunt. His mother's sister is an Erva. So what's the Zachar? The brother, your uncle, right? Your uncle's wife. So she must be a Shniya. Got it? One more time. His rule is going to work. All you have to do is concentrate on the Shaila, guys. Look at the one. Look at the one, right? That the one is the one we want. The one with the question mark. That's a Shaila. Good? Now let's apply Rav Yehuda Bar Shila's rule. The Erva is Achis Imai, is his aunt. The Zachar is his uncle, the brother of his mother. Good? And we said any Isha of that is, if the Erva is a Achas Imai, the wife of the Zachar is a Shniya. So we can push the Shaila that Eishes Achi Aim Mina Aim is a Shniya. Meaning Shniya is Asa. Shniya is Asa. Shniya is Asa. She with Shniya. So we push the Shaila. Okay. So now let's see one more time. The Hadar of Yudah Shila Asuyim, my Lav Asui Eishes Achi Aim Mina Aim. Right, the Chol Shem Nekeva Erva, Achas Imai, Bizacha, the brother, Gazru Ishtay Mishum Shneya. Now, Maishna Hani Umaishna Hani. What's the difference, guys? What's the difference by this? In other words, Rava had a bunch of questions, right, guys? Rava had a bunch of questions where we had a contemporary of the Erva Zacha, and it was Mutta, and this is Asa, right? So listen, I'll show you on the paper. Let me show you in the paper. In order to create all those cases, you need two Kedushins. Watch. The Nidain has to first be Mekadesh's wife to go ahead and create father-in-law and mother-in-law, right? He has to be Mekadesh's wife to create father-in-law and mother-in-law. And then you need what? You need the son to be Mekadesh somebody else. You need two Kedushins. You need two Kedushins to create that. Good? Every case there's two Kedushins, right? You see the two Kedushins. One, he was Mekadesh, and two, then the Eishes ben Chomav, right? He was Mekadesh Ha. Eishes ben Chamaisa, he was Mekadesh Ha. Two Kedushins. Masha'en King, guys, look at our case that we were just pushed. Eishes Achia Av Min Ha'im, right? Only one kedushin, guys. His uncle was mekadesh that woman. Guys, why is the uncle asa? Because it's his mother's brother. No kedushin, right? It's his mother's brother. Why is the aunt asa? Because of one kedushin. So the difference is it's 2 steps. Where it's 2 steps, they weren't goyz shniya, whereas 1 step they were goyz shniya. That's the difference. Says the Gemara Site. Maishnahani, ha bechad bekedushin. Over here by Eishes Achia Av Min Av, it's the kedushin of his uncle. Mekaravla, that brings it close to him. Hani ad the ikka trey kedushin, by mekarav lahu. In Torah, you have 2 kedushins, it's not mekarav to. I guess we'll stop over here.
135 is 2 kedushin.
Yeah, right. 135, 2 kedushin. Correct. That is correct. Chaim and Kashem, as the Kodesh Baruch Hu Zaka says, "So the Fichim Tayim Shneimar Nechvetz Man Sekoi Yagdol Tar V'Yadir." Amen.